All right, I've been asked a few times, what did I do to start? Exactly how did I start, especially with the food addiction? I know people are looking for like practical, actual steps that they can take right now, but the first thing that I actually had to do was mental. And that was to forgive myself for everything I had done before and make a pact that I was going to go forward in a manner that I was kind to myself. I wasn't going to beat myself up for mistakes. I was going to learn from them and I was going to immediately move on no matter what. Quitting was not going to be an option. It didn't mean it was going to be perfect. It just meant that I was going to continuously be committed to going forward, no matter what that looked like at the time. Forget instant gratification. Get that out of your mind. It's going to hold you back. There is no instant gratification in weight loss. It doesn't exist. Stop looking for it. Focus on what you're doing, because what you're doing is the important part. A lot of it really is mindset. You have to go in it with patience. You have to go in it knowing that this isn't just a short-term thing. You're not just throwing yourself into another thing and then trying to see if it works out and hopefully you lose the weight and then what? No, you're learning how to live in order to lose weight and then to support that weight loss, which is the same thing. So this is the time to start learning things. You need to try new things. As far as a food addiction, if there are things that trigger you and set you off, then you need to identify what those things are. What I did specifically is I cut out anything that had processed sugar before the 5th ingredient. If it had that, I did not have it no matter what. I also got rid of all flour because I had no idea what was triggering me. I just knew I was triggered all the time. I needed to binge all the time. Now, I didn't do this super fast. I didn't overwhelm myself. I actually got rid of one thing at a time by making substitutions that were sugar-free for the same thing. Low-fat bread, sugar-free grape jam instead of Smucker's jelly, powdered peanut butter instead of regular peanut butter. I made meals that I still enjoyed, but I made them healthier and I made them where they did not trigger me. So I slowly weaned myself off of processed sugar until I finally made that last step, which still was hard. But after 2 or 3 weeks of completely being off of it, I no longer had the urge to binge all the time. And then after that, it was just about being consistent, continuously learning and trying to add new things into your diet, trying to add new foods, trying to find ways to add more protein and more voluminous, low-calorie foods so that you can feel full and still be losing weight. There's nothing wrong with challenging yourself, but don't try to change your entire life overnight and think that you're going to be a master at everything. You're not. Every single thing that you change, you're going to need to learn. You'd be better off weighing once a month than once a week, especially if you let the scale dictate exactly how you feel about how you did. The scale is not a good indicator of progress week to week. It's just not. And more than anything, I see people blindly trusting the scale, thinking they're doing something wrong when they're not, and then doing something to try to correct something that's not broken, and they get into this crazy spiral that never ends. I've been in it, you've been in it, we've all been in it. It's never going to get you to where you want to go, though, so you got to get out of it. Design your plan around you, right? Stop looking for what other people are doing. What do you do? You're going to have to do this plan every day. You're the one that's going to have to live this life. Do you hate eating in the morning? Then don't. Do you like eating late at night? Save some calories for late at night. Accommodate yourself, but only in a healthy way, only when it supports your goals. If it doesn't, if it's going anywhere else, then you have to cut it off. You've got to identify it, you've got to be honest with yourself, you've got to see it as an obstacle, and you've got to figure out a way around it. Forgive yourself, you learn from it, and you try something else, and you move on. You just keep doing that. If you do that, you are going to be where I'm at. There's nowhere else you can be. It's 100% in your power. You don't need motivation. If you don't stop, you'll get there. You'll get there. Trust me. I hope this helped.